Okay, not too long ago, I was just showing you how to find the distance between 2 points. That is how far apart they are from one point to the other diagonally. We did that nice little distance between x's squared plus distance between y's squared, and when we're done, we take the big square root of that down here at the bottom. Well, now, then there's the midpoint piece. That's where we are now. So let's go do midpoint. Midpoint is awesome because really it's, if I do these same 2 points I did just a minute ago, I'm going to take, what was it, negative 2, 1, which I goofed up the first time, and the other point was 3, comma 4, right there, and then what I want to find is the midpoint, and you know it's like there-ish, right, the midpoint inside there. What it boils down to, if you can think of it this way, so imagine this, I want to find kind of the middle of my x values. So x values are negative 2 and 3, and about halfway in there, if I just scale it out, it's like somewhere right about there, right? Then the y values of 4 and 3, if I take a look at that just right, the 4 and 1, it looks like right about in there is about the halfway point. So my midpoint somewhere in between we're halfway between the y's and halfway between the x's. Thinking it's right smack in that point there. Well, let me back up a little bit, clean this up. The way we find it formulaically is actually doing that exact same thing. We actually get the average x, comma, the average y. And that's the midpoint formula. So if you can think of this, average x, comma, average y, that's what a midpoint is. And the average formula you've done for years is add things up and divide by how many there are. For x's, there are 2 of them. So we'll do negative 2 plus 3, keep their signs, divided by 2. That's the average of the x's. Average of the y's, 1 plus 4 divided by 2. And then that's negative 2 plus 3 is 1/2. Oh boy, okay, 1/2 for my x-coordinate fraction, no big deal. 1 plus 4 is 5 divided by 2, 2.5, or 5/2. Can I write 2.5 maybe? And let's be a little more technical here. Let's do 0.5 and 2.5, and we'll go all decimal today. So it'll be 0.5 and 2.5. If I graph, now if you didn't see it before, this is 0, 0 down here. 0, 0, the origin. So if I'm going to go 1/2 over and 2.5 up, that's over 1, up, 2.5. Hey, isn't that where I had my crosshairs before? That's kind of what I had. So it's this exact point. That's the point. 0.5. 2.5, and it's our midpoint, the average x, average y. And you can find it like we did in the beginning. We just went middle of the y's, right about there, middle of the x's, boom, and that's our midpoint. Hope that helps, and do email with questions.